The next recipe is a soup recipe. I hope you enjoy soup recipes because I love them. And this particular soup recipe is a minestrone soup.
Okay.
And it's really like a meal in a bowl. And that's the sort of soup I really like. I can
best
just
for winter.
Yes, but even in summer, you don't have to have the soup really hot. You can have it a medium heat and still enjoy it. But that may just be me. It may not be everybody else. Let's get started. This is minestrone soup. We're going to start off again with onion, a few herbs, and the herbs we've chosen are rosemary and basil. And so the onion goes in. Oops.
We have one onion.
One onion.
Diced.
Yes. And the reason that we're just sauteing the onion is again to add flavour. And we'll have some rosemary, just 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary and a teaspoon of basil and also a little bit of crushed garlic. And for about 15 seconds allow that to
cook through.
Yes. Oh, it's smelling good. Can you smell it?
Oh, that smells nice.
Beautiful aroma. Okay. And now we put all the other vegetables in. And the vegetables that we've chosen for you are zucchini.
We've got zucchini, one zucchini.
One zucchini.
One carrot.
One carrot.
We have one celery stick.
One celery stick.
Some potatoes.
One good sized potato.
So a cup of cooked kidney beans.
A cup of cooked kidney beans. We'll just allow this to simmer for just a few minutes. And again, it's to develop those flavours. But you can just put everything in all at once. And so depending on the time factor, you can organise that the way that you'd like. And so we're just going to allow that to cook just for a few minutes. So there's some red kidney beans we're going to put in, and these need to be cooked, not just soaked. And if you're using kidney beans from dry, you need to remember that they're going to increase in size 3 times, and so 1 cup of dry beans makes 3 cups of cooked beans. These ones are already cooked, and they need to be cooked before you put them in here. If you start off with dry, you need to soak them for 6 to 8 hours with lots of water. They need to be under the water all the time. And then you need to drain that soaking water off and then put clean water on. I don't put salt in my beans when I cook them because it increases the cooking time, and they already take 45 minutes to an hour. And so I don't think we need to increase that time anymore. And if you want to add salt, you can add it at the end.
So when you actually soak it in water before cooking, it actually decreases the cooking time.
Yes, it does. And a very important part is that it helps the beans to cook tender. If you start off with dry beans and you don't soak them, you do need to cook them for much longer, but they don't always tenderize as well. Now that's not nice to the palate, although some people say, I don't mind to have them crunchy, but it's actually not good for the digestive system, because for the digestive process, these beans need to be soft and tender for the body to be able to break them down.
Okay, so I think we're ready for the
beans.
They can go
in. Yes, we're ready for the beans. And the quantity that we're demonstrating for you, that we're mentioning as we go along, that will serve about 8 people. But it does depend on how hungry they are. And we've got some tomatoes. And this is 820 gram can of crushed tomatoes. But again, you can use fresh tomatoes, and you would need to use 12 medium-sized tomatoes and just cut them small. And they will cook in here with everything else. And so
you don't need to pre-cook the fresh tomatoes?
No, you don't.
Okay.
We also need some vegetable stock. And again, you can use your vegetable stock that may be your favourite, that's already prepared, or you can use stock cubes, or you can use stock powder. We're using Marcel vegetable stock powder, and we're going to just put that into the water. You need 1 litre of water or 4 cups of water. Here's a fork.
Then we need to stir it through.
And just stir it through and add it. And the other ingredients we're going to add is a little bit of pasta and also some tomato paste so that again it gets that lovely texture. And then about 10 minutes before the end of cooking, we're going to add some shredded cabbage so that that's not real soft, so it's crispy tender.
Okay.
And it really adds a lovely touch to this soup.
Okay,
So
that's
we'll
ready
put that
now,
in.
so
Yes,
pour
thank
it
you.
in.
Put it in. Oh, it's looking good. Okay. Add the tomato paste. And again, that's to give it some tomato richness, sort of a flavour, a rich flavour.
Yes.
If you don't like that, then you would need to leave the paste out. Don't put the paste in if you prefer your tomato flavours not to be too rich. Yes,
We've got
pasta.
some pasta.
And that's all you need to do. And as I said, you can put just everything in together. You don't have to do the vegetables separately like we did.
Okay.
But it does give a better flavour if you do.
Especially when you're in a hurry.
Yes.
You can just pour it all in
Yes.
and then boil.
And so put the lid on and just allow that now to cook. Bring it up to the boil. So I'll just put it a little higher. And once it comes to the boil, reduce the heat, and 20 to 30 minutes you'll have a beautiful big pot of soup. That's like a meal in a bowl because you've got everything there. And with a nice wholemeal bread roll or some wholemeal bread or some rye bread and a piece of fruit, you've got everything you need. And again, without all the added fat. Thank you.